Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our virtual college fair this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to sign up for others. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/WACAC. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, the Illinois Institute of Technology.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for being here. My name is Will, and as you just heard, I'm with the Illinois Institute of Technology. We are located in Chicago, just a few minutes from the core downtown of this city. You can see the skyline in the photo here on our slide, and you can also see one of our campus buildings. This one is nice and representative, I would say, of the architecture that you'll find on campus. We're a very modernist style of architecture, and a lot of that has to do with our architecture program. Now, in terms of Illinois Tech, it's a smaller sized institution with just about 3,000 undergraduate students total. About 25% of those students are transfer students. So by no means will you be the only transfer student at Illinois Tech. You'll find quite a community of transfers, both from the Illinois area, as well as throughout the country and even internationally at our university. You can see that we have all 50 US states, as well as 80 different countries represented as well. And at Illinois Tech, we provide options for our students to study in 45 different majors. You'll see all of them on the next slide, but you can see some of the popular ones listed here. Things like engineering, architecture, and computer science are some of those that are gonna immediately pop to mind when you think of a school like Illinois Tech. Now, some of the reasons you might want to choose Illinois Tech is because of our very student-focused approach. We're going to really connect with your professors as much as possible. We want you to think of them as not just the folks teaching the classes, but also those who are helping you in the labs and helping you to get connected and really build your foundation to start your career. Now, here's a full list of our majors at Illinois Tech. These are basically housed in really kind of 5 individual colleges. So there's the engineering, architecture, and computer science, or computing college, are going to be the most popular programs at the university. And then you'll also find our human sciences and the science and letters school, which is the largest group of majors, things like biology, chemistry, physics, as well as the opportunity to go pretty deep into those fields, doing things like medicinal or forensic chemistry, molecular biochemistry, as well as blending your traditional STEM programs with things like our communications or digital humanities, and also even blending those CS programs with our traditional science programs. So bioinformatics, for instance, taking computer science and applying it to biological problems. Last, you'll see our Stewart School of Business. For those of you who want to combine business and STEM, great opportunity to do so here at Illinois Tech. And as a reminder, 5 to 10 minutes from downtown Chicago. So lots of great internship opportunities for our students. In the center of the screen, you'll see some of those dual admissions pathways. Double check those on our website if you're thinking about any of those dual admissions pathways, because those are a little bit restrictive. There are only a few of them open to transfer students. So you want to double check the full details on our website for those dual admissions pathways. Now, every student at Illinois Tech, regardless of which major you choose from that last slide, is going to get a very strong focus on experiential learning. We know how important that is in a STEM field, and we know that's what you're looking for. So we're going to help you to build undergraduate research experiences so that when you're a student at Illinois Tech, hopefully you'll lead your own research project. So like our student Sydney did, who is listed last there in that research list. She's actually doing some pretty cool work using drones at an arboretum to collect samples from the tops of tree canopies. We also want you to work in small interdisciplinary teams. And so we launched something called iPro that is solely focused on that. You're going to get a chance to learn how you work in a team, how you work best, what you bring as an individual, and you're all going to work together to solve a problem of your choosing. This is something that we launched over 20 years ago at Illinois Tech, and it provides a hands-on learning experience for every single student guaranteed. And then lastly, we have our Elevate program, which is all about getting you off campus. So not research or not iPro, but thinking about maybe going on a study abroad trip or doing an internship out in the industry, or possibly even just doing short courses to build on the skills that you're already developing in the classroom. Elevate will help you explore all of those different opportunities and see which one might be a good fit for you. It's not 100% academic at our university, though it is quite an academic place, I will be honest. But we do have plenty of clubs and organizations that you can be a part of. We have NCAA Division III athletics, and we also have esports at Illinois Tech. So if you're a gamer, great place for you. We're in the process of building a full-scale arena for gaming in the future in conjunction with the city of Chicago. We are a residential campus, though as a transfer student, you are not required to live on campus, but you can if that's something that you want to do. In fact, about 70% of our students do live on campus at Illinois Tech, and we've got a lot of different options, apartment style, traditional dormitory style, even some family housing available as well if you might have family significant others who are going to be coming to Chicago with you. And now what that application process looks like. Try to make it as simple as we can. So you can apply using either the common application, which is what all of our applicants can use, or a special transfer application made just for you. That's what we recommend. It's going to be a little bit quicker and a little bit shorter, not quite as much information needed as you'll find on the common app. And then the only other thing we require as a transfer student is your transcript. That's all we need. We do need transcripts from any and all institutions that you have attended, but then everything else you see listed is optional. So if you wanted to supply a letter from a faculty member or from an employer, you can do so, but that's not something you have to do. Now, what we look for is your math and science preparation if you're applying for an engineering or a CS type of program. If you're applying for architecture or business, we're going to look for more of an overall preparation. And when you apply to Illinois Tech, we are going to automatically consider you for scholarships. You can see here, using your sort of adjusted family income levels, the level of support that you might get from Illinois Tech. In general, these are pretty standard numbers and a pretty good way to look and see. The biggest difference is what level of scholarship you get right away. So the stronger your GPA and the stronger your transfer, the stronger that scholarship is going to be at Illinois Tech. And we are definitely an institution that has good return on investment and known for being a best value institution. So I look forward to answering any other questions that you might have. Please feel free to send those to the contact info here on the screen, or save those for the end, or just in the chat as we're talking here. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have the Oregon Institute of Technology.
Hi there, my name is Ryan Data. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions for the Oregon Tech, Oregon Institute of Technology. We have two names, but we go by both. So Oregon Tech is a public polytechnic university, of course, in the state of Oregon. We are a small university. In total, we have about 5,300 students. Of those students, they are spread across multiple campuses. So we are primarily located in Klamath Falls, Oregon. Klamath Falls is a small town in southern Oregon, 15 miles north of the California border. That is our traditional campus with residence halls, athletics. We are NAIA Division II and have about 14 athletic programs. That has a bulk of our students, about 2,300. I like to say it is the best of both worlds because we are being a public institution. We have kind of the lower tuition of public university, while being the size of a lot of private universities too. But we do have a second campus. It's a one building commuter campus. It's located in Wilsonville. It's our Portland Metro. It's 20 minutes south of downtown Portland. So we do have that as an opportunity to study different majors. We have in total about 40 academic programs. We're primarily an engineering university, but our second area of focus is healthcare. And then we do have degrees in business, communication, environmental sciences offered on campus. When it comes to engineering, we do have a lot more of your traditional mechanical engineering, civil, electrical engineering degree programs. We do have a very special program to Oregon Tech. It is our renewable energy engineering. Oregon Tech was one of the first universities to develop an engineering program for renewable energy. And we still offer one of the only master's degrees in this field as well. And we have an accelerated program where you can get your bachelor's and master's at the same time in 5 years. And part of that renewable energy has led to the Klamath Falls campus being considered one of the greenest college campuses in the country. We are majority powered by a solar panel field right off campus and a geothermal plant that runs superheated water throughout campus that heats our buildings. It also heats the sidewalks on campus too. So during our winter time, the snow just gets to melt right off campus. So you don't have to worry about walking through it. And our students in the renewable energy engineering program do get to work on those solar panels, get to work in the geothermal plant, being able to get really, in depth into the field and have that opportunity to see it used in real time. Healthcare programs, we offer some of the only bachelor's degree in medical imaging, dental hygiene, respiratory care, medical laboratory sciences. We have a degree in paramedic, and we are a nursing location. So not a lot of people think that when they look at Oregon Tech that we offer healthcare, but that is some of our most popular programs. We have some of the top programs in the nation for those degrees. And some of our points of pride are going to be that being a small school, over 90% of our classes have 30 students or less. Average class size is 17. And as being a polytechnic university, it is very hands-on, very project-based. So all of our programs have to have at minimum 50% lab courses. So our students spend the majority of their time in a lab, working on projects, working with their hands, being very active in their education. We have many different lab classes. We are building an entire new Center for Excellence in Engineering that will have new makerspace civil engineering labs for students to be able to advance their own personal research while they're going through school. And some of our biggest points of pride is our graduate success. We have about a 96% graduate success rate. So that is 96% of all graduates have found a job in their field or graduate program within 6 months of graduation. We often actually have a lot of graduates be offered jobs before they do graduate from college. Average starting salary is about $60,000 a year for graduates. So we are ranked #1 in Oregon for return on investment for colleges. And then we do have campus life. We have about 50 plus student organizations. One of our largest is the Gaming Society and esports, because Oregon Tech is a nerdy university and we love to nerd out about everything. So Gaming Society, we have the Rocketry Club. So it's a great university just to be able to get very involved in your education. And I will also add my contact information to the chat. So if you want to learn more, you'll be able to contact me and check out the Oregon Tech website. All right, and thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Next up, we have the California Institute of Technology.
Hello, everyone. I'm hoping everyone can, what screen do you see? Do you see the screen?
Yes, it looks good.
Okay, great. Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Joanna Araujo. My pronouns are she, they. I am the first person in my family to graduate from high school and college in the US, and I'm a proud alumna of a California community college. I'm Senior Associate Director of Admissions at the California Institute of Technology, or Caltech, as we are also known. Caltech is an intimately sized campus in Pasadena, California, and I would like to begin today by honoring and acknowledging the land and lives of the Tongva people, upon whose ancestral lands our campus is now located. Some of you may know Caltech, or excuse me, Pasadena, because it's the home of the annual Tournament of Roses Parade and the Rose Bowl football game. It's a medium-sized city located about 10 miles northeast of downtown Los Angeles with robust dining, shopping, and cultural landmarks. On the slide here, I'm showing you one of my favorite places on campus. It's affectionately known as the Gene Pool because of its double helix tile design at the bottom. So as I introduce you to Caltech today, I'd like to chat with you briefly about some characteristics that all of our community members share. And for one, that is curiosity. A curiosity about the world, about how the world works, about how people make decisions, how things connect between the natural and applied sciences, and what role humanities plays within that. Curiosity does not always appear in formal ways, and while some students come to Caltech with formal experience, this is not the case for all, and nor is it a requirement. Caltech scientists are curious and they have novel ideas. A lot of what we learn in STEM these days come from something in Caltech's history. For example, the theory of quantum electrodynamics, earthquake science, why Pluto is a dwarf planet, and now even a flying drone on Mars, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Caltech is a unique place where we manage a site for NASA, and we do that through JPL as they do robotic unmanned space and underwater exploration. Another characteristic our community members share is innovation and making those innovations come into reality. We look for indicators in the application to show us that you can actually work through your curiosity and make it into something that is real and applicable. Pictured here are some ways students have innovated. In the top right corner, there are students at the Mars Yard at JPL. The bottom left are students presenting their summer undergraduate research fellowship projects. And in the bottom right, there's a group of students that were involved in LIGO, where thousands of scientists collaborated to discover gravitational waves back in 2015. When students are thinking about Caltech, they tend to ponder on the more theoretical-based questions that can be pursued. And while there's just as much of an application, people choose Caltech because it's a challenging place. You want to solve the most difficult problems, often through strategies that just haven't been tried before. We also are a small private institution, and by that I mean we have about 950 undergraduate students and a 3-to-1 student to faculty ratio, which means that you get to know your professors very well. Faculty teach all classes, and when we think about an average class size, we're about 20 students or fewer. Students declare a major from one of our 28 options, as we call them, with some of the popular options being computer science, mechanical engineering, and physics. We also offer need-based financial aid and meet 100% of demonstrated need to all of our admitted students. On the Office of Financial Aid's website, there are tools and resources that can give you a glimpse as to how affordable Caltech can be for you. In order to prepare our students for whatever field they choose and to solve some of the most complex problems, we give them a solid base upon which to build. And you'll see here with our core curriculum, students are pursuing lots of breadth and depth. It's very interdisciplinary, and this is the foundation of Caltech. When you think about what you'll be learning, yes, they will be math and science, but learning in a more robust way requires a lot more than that. We also are interested in students who are thinking about collaboration and who want to ask questions. And we teach our students how to ask deeper questions as well. Our students learn pretty early on that STEM is interrelated into many other fields, and they start to apply how each subject and new activity they're learning in class applies to other things. Still, our students can live, learn, and collaborate and have a lot of downtime while they were on campus. We have 9 different residence halls for our students to live in, where they can participate in different student life activities and traditions. One of my favorite ones is Ditch Day. Ditch Day is always tomorrow, and this is a fun day where the seniors will put together what they call stacks. So if you're familiar with the Amazing Race TV show, it's kind of like that, where they build different problem-solving activities for the underclassmen and women to participate in. It's a day-long event. Nobody really knows when Ditch Day takes place, but they will always tell you it's tomorrow, so keep an eye out. If you are interested or intrigued in applying to Caltech, and you're interested in transfer admission, we accept the coalition application. One big piece of advice is to remember to show us that you have been engaging in STEM during your college career. Does that mean clubs, research, maybe even internships? We also have specific essays to Caltech since we don't have interviews. Through your own writing is how we get to know you a little bit better. A unique aspect of our process are the math and physics entrance exams, which are taken after we receive your application. And we do have sample questions on our website, as well as a list of textbooks. I have just but a few more seconds here with you. I invite you to check out our website, and I'll be around in case any more questions are asked, but it was a pleasure to be here with all of you today. And thank you for letting me introduce you to Caltech.
Awesome. Next up, we have the New Jersey Institute of Technology.
Hi, everyone. I'm just going to quickly share my screen. So thank you so much for taking some time to learn about different universities. My name is Joanna Marmello. I'm one of the admissions recruiters at the New Jersey Institute of Technology. So let's get started. So first off, we are a STEM school like most of the other schools that are here today. But outside of our STEM programs, we do have a plethora of different schools, whether that's the School of Management, our College of Computing, our Architecture and Design School, our College of Engineering, or our College of Science and Liberal Arts. We also have our own honors college, which is really interesting and fun to see our students really challenge themselves further and be a part of those programs. And as transfer students, you do still have the opportunity to apply into the honors college. We have about 125 different programs, both on the undergraduate and graduate level. So if you're someone who's interested in potentially going above and beyond and pursuing their master's or PhD, you can definitely do that at NJIT with some of our dual programs. We are a Research 1 university. So what that means is we have the highest level of research that a university can hold. We're one of 3 universities in New Jersey that have this ranking and one of 131 in the nation. So that's something we're very proud of.
Hi, Joanna. I just
yes.
want to interrupt. You're just not sharing your PowerPoint.
Oh, no.
I just want to make sure that that everybody can see it for your sake too.
Can you see it now?
I don't think so.
Hold on, let me try to share it again. Because it's shared. Let's try this again. Thank you for stopping me.
Yeah, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, I appreciate it.
Yep, we can see it.
Yep. Okay, great. Sorry about that, folks. So I'll give you a couple seconds to look at this slide and I'll keep talking. But so we do have over 115 different research centers and laboratories on our campus for our undergraduate and graduate students to use very closely with our professors. We are a medium-sized school, so we enrolled about 11,000 students, both on the undergraduate and graduate level last fall. But we do try to keep our student to faculty ratio as small as possible. Right now, it's about a 17-to-1, with the average class size being about 25 students. You're definitely still going to get a lot of that hands-on, one-on-one attention with your professor as you would get at a small school. We like to think of it as you're going to have the resources of a really big school, but on a very small school attention base, which is really nice. We, over the last year or so, have gained some great rankings. I won't go through all of these, but I do like to point out that we were ranked #1 nationally for student upward economic mobility. And what that means is we are really helping the students reach new heights in terms of their economic status. And that's something that NJIT is definitely going to be able to set you up for success. And again, it's something that we're very proud of to be able to give back. We are located in the Renaissance city of Newark, New Jersey. So that is about 10 miles away from New York City and about 5 miles away from Newark Airport, as well as other major cities like Hoboken and Jersey City. Now, our prime location makes it super great for students to find internship opportunities, whether it's in the city or any of those other main cities in our area. We also have a lot of lively culture to kind of immerse yourself in the Newark city itself. So we have the NJ Pact if you're looking for entertainment, or Prudential Center if you want to catch a sporting event or see a concert. We also have a great park just around the corner from our campus. And again, as I mentioned, we're super close to the Newark Airport. So going back to Cali to the West Coast will be super simple if that's something you want to do. As a student at NJIT, you do not need to live on campus throughout any of the time. However, we do have options both in the traditional sense or communal or even apartment style housing. Outside of the classroom, we have a lot of great opportunities for our students to get involved. There are 140 different clubs and organizations for our students to participate in, as well as Greek life. And we are a Division I athletic school. So if you're an athlete or you're looking to transfer in, that's definitely something you can also do. We are making leaders at NJIT. This is just a very short list of companies that are constantly coming back to us and asking and looking to work with our students, because they know that our students are motivated and they are ready to take on challenges of the future. And that's something that we really try to focus in on during the education and the classes that you're taking, to really understand what potential problems that will be facing in the next future, whether it's computer science or an engineering problem or architecture, stuff like that, just always thinking towards the future. So I just want to quickly talk about how we have kind of dealt with the pandemic and where we're going in the next year. So last fall, or I guess this past year, we've been doing converged learning. So that was kind of seeing having a very small population of students on campus, with the majority of students being online. We did social distancing, followed CDC guidelines, constant COVID testing if you were on campus. And we are hoping to transition into full-time this fall. And if you want to learn more about our pandemic recovery, you can definitely check out our website for more information there. For our transfer students, if you want to apply to start in the spring of 2020, just note down November 15th is your deadline. And for the fall, we are still taking applications, so June 1 would be that deadline. And if you want to waive the application fee, just use TR21 or just reach out and I can definitely give you the fee waiver code at a later date. Our application is on our website, so you can just check it out. In terms of requirements, the GPA requirement really depends on the program, but typically it's a 2.5 to 2.8. We're going to be looking for 15 semester hours. And since we are a STEM school, your math and science grade should be the strongest. And if you're interested in any of the architecture or design programs, we'll be looking for a portfolio. And just to give you an idea of what our transfer population looked like last fall, we received about 2,000 applications, and we accepted about 1,300 students with the enrollment numbers of about 780. So we do have a pretty good population of transfer students on our campus. Since you're mostly out-of-state students, you'll be looking at tuition rates of being about $33,000. If you decide to live on campus, you can add on another 13. There are a ton of opportunities for our transfers to get more scholarship opportunities. We also have a great scholarship partnership with Scholarship Universe, where our admitted students can look for more opportunities. We are hosting a lot of virtual and in-person events, so check out our website. I'll put it in the chat as well for chances to learn more about our university. If anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to myself or our transfer counselor, Tony Jackson. I'll put both of our contact information in the chat. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have Digipen Institute of Technology.
Hi, everyone. My name is Adele, and I'm here from Digipen Institute of Technology. And I'm just going to quickly play, it's like a 30-second clip that shows some examples of our student work and a little bit about our school. And then I'll do a PowerPoint after that. And now I'm just going to start my screen share of my PowerPoint, which I'm not seeing right now. 1 second, sorry. Oh, I don't know why I'm having a problem with this. 1 second. Okay, I'm just gonna reopen. Hopefully you're seeing it now. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so hopefully you are seeing my presentation. I have a second screen and for some reason it's not working well today. But I'm here from Digipen Institute of Technology. Oh, are you not seeing it still? Now do you see it?
Yes, you're good now.
Okay, good. All right, I'm here from Digipen Institute of Technology. We're located in Redmond, Washington. Digipen was founded in 1988. We are a private four-year college. We have about 1,100 students. And our areas of expertise are computer science, digital art and animation, game design and development, and music and sound design. We're located in Redmond, Washington, so it's just outside of Seattle. It's a great location because we're in a tech and gaming hub area being near Seattle. And also, you know, it's good because it's a little more suburban and quiet and you can focus, and it's obviously beautiful in the Pacific Northwest, but it's also close to a lot of industry contacts. We're the first school in the world to offer a bachelor's degree in video game programming. We have 10 degree programs, 8 undergraduate and 2 graduate. We have an average class size of 20. Our graduates are credited on more than 1,500 commercial video games, and I'll put in the chat later a link where you can look at a list of all of those games and all of the companies that our graduates have worked for. We've been ranked as a top 5 video game design school by Princeton Review for the last 10 years, or I think it's 11 years now. And our students have received more IGF awards, that's the International Game Festival, than students from any other school in the world. These are our degree programs. We have 2 in computer science, BS in computer science, and BS in computer science and machine learning. For game design and development, we have 3 different programs. We have a BA in game design that's more focused on design. And then we have a BS in computer science and game design that's first and foremost a computer science degree with some game design coursework. And then our BS in computer science and real-time interactive simulation, it's a really long name, but we call it RTIS for short, but that is our flagship game development degree. That degree is going to be heavier on computer programming, math and physics coursework, and students are doing things like developing their own game engines. In our digital art and animation, we have a BFA in digital art and animation. It starts with 1 year of traditional art and then moves into 2D and 3D digital art and then 2D and 3D animation. And then we have 2 music and audio degrees. One is a BA in music and sound design, which is primarily a music degree, but also has aspects of sound design, sound tracking. And a lot of people are working towards composition or sound design for working in the game industry. And then we have a BS in computer science and digital audio that's more focused on computer science, but where you're focused on programming specifically for audio. Our academic approach is a combination of academic fundamentals and project-based learning. So students enter directly into their degree program in their first year at Digipen. You're applying to a degree program and the application is a little bit different for each one. And then, so as a result, you take a pretty heavy course load, usually between 16 and 21 credit hours per semester. But you get to work on a lot of projects from your first year, but particularly in 3rd and 4th years, students work on project-based learning. So they're on game and animation teams working on, you can see a lot of samples on our YouTube channel or on our website, but generally teams are between 7 and 10 students, but sometimes smaller, sometimes a lot larger, depending on what they're doing. And everything in our student games and animations is done by students. So everything from the music, the programming, the game design, the character design, everything is done by our students. If you're preparing to apply for our BS programs, focus on math, science, and problem solving skills. Pre-calculus is required for many of those programs with the exception of computer science and game design. For our game design program, we have a portfolio requirement. So check our website for information on that. It involves writing about 3 things you've designed. For our BFA, we have a portfolio requirement as well. It's 5 prescribed pieces and 5 to 10 additional pieces. And they're looking for a strong foundation in drawing from observation, and music and sound design, also demonstrating proficiency in music. And there's a portfolio for that as well. For transfer students, I'll put a link in the chat that shows our transfer policy and more information specifically on transferring. We're happy to do a meeting to talk to you specifically about our transfer policy. And we can do a worksheet with you that we can submit to our registrar to see like how your credits might transfer in and how that all would work. And I'll also put in the chat some information on online events that we have coming up on Zoom. All right, thank you.
Great. And last but not least, we have the Milwaukee School of Engineering.
Thank you so much. I'll share my PowerPoint right now. All right, can you see my screen?
Looks good.
Great, thank you. So my name is Samantha Cammers. I am the Director of Non-Traditional Admissions at the Milwaukee School of Engineering. We are an undergraduate engineering institution located in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So the biggest city in Wisconsin is where we're located. I'll start off with some quick facts. So we are a really highly ranked undergraduate engineering university in the US. So we're ranked 9th in the US for our undergraduate engineering programs, and a lot of our individual programs are also very highly ranked. So you can see there actuarial science, computer engineering, electrical engineering, civil engineering, and mechanical engineering are all ranked in the top 11 in the US. We are an application-oriented curriculum. So what that means is we are extremely hands-on. We want to make sure we're giving you the tools, the equipment, the knowledge, the lab time, basically the experience that you need to be successful in the industry within your career. We're very hands-on. Our students spend a ton of time in the lab, learning everything they need to know about theory, but then applying it right away in the lab. We also do have a really successful nursing program. So in 2019, we had a 100% NCLEX pass rate, which is the test that our RNs have to take when they're getting their nursing license. We also do have a really strong computer science program, and we are focused on artificial intelligence, and we do have a $10 million supercomputer located on campus, which is for undergraduate use. Here you'll see all the different programs that we have. So we are a small institution. We have just about 3,000 students on campus. So we have a select number of majors, but you can see here we have building and construction, computer, engineering, and then we also have math, business, and nursing. So you're sure to find something here if you're interested in the STEM field and engineering. Anything that's listed here, we really excel in each of these programs. These next two slides really have the most important reasons why you would want to choose MSOE over any other institution. So the first thing is we are a direct entry school. So what that means is you start in the program of your choice immediately. So even as a transfer student, you may have taken some classes elsewhere that were in your program field. But when you come to MSOE, you're also going to start in those major specific classes right away. We don't have a lot of general electives, so we don't have a lot of humanity or social science classes. We have a select few of those classes that you would take as a part of your program. So a majority of your program is spent taking those major specific classes that's going to prepare you for your career once you leave MSOE. We're also on a quarter system, so that's a little different than some other institutions. A lot of other institutions actually are on a semester system. So being on a quarter system, our classes are a little bit more fast-paced, and we really do have a high level of academics that we expect out of our students. We have those state-of-the-art laboratories, so you'll spend a lot of time in those labs, first learning the theory in the classroom and then applying it right away in your lab as well. If you were to start at MSOE as a freshman, our students usually have about 600 hours of lab time. So even as a transfer student, you're still going to spend a lot of time in the lab, working on those machines, the tools, the equipment that's needed for your career. We also have a year-long senior design project. So our students are working with companies in the area, or they can work on their own idea in their senior year to complete their project. And because we are a small school, we do have those small class sizes, about 20 students in each class, or a 13-to-1 student to professor ratio. We also do have highly qualified professors with at least 7 years of industry experience. And all of our professors actually teach the classes, so we don't have any teaching assistants in our classes. All of our professors with that experience are in the classroom helping you, connecting you to the industry, helping you network, all that kind of stuff. It's really going to show that professor-student interaction. With the small class sizes, our professors know who you are, they know your successes, they know your challenges, and they know how to help you. Here are some of the really big companies where our graduates work. So some of them are within the Milwaukee area. Harley-Davidson is a huge one, but also Johnson Controls, GE Healthcare, Direct Supply. These are just some of the companies. But our students are really employed across the entire country. So you can see there, Google, Tesla, Amazon. Those are just some of the other companies that our students are hired at. We also do have a lot of student services on campus. So we have the Wellness Center, which is counseling, health services, and advising services. We have a free tutoring center as well, so we really encourage that as a preventative measure for our students to stay ahead in your classes. We have a full athletic and workout facility in the Kern Center. We are a Division III school, so we have varsity sports as well as club and intramural level sports. We do have a career fair every fall that's only for our students, and usually about 300 companies will attend that career fair. So it's really setting you up for success, letting you interview with these companies, sometimes getting internships or jobs, or really just networking with them at this career fair. And finally, we have Student Life, which We have 90 organizations, 90 plus student organizations and societies on campus. Our admission requirements and our application process is pretty straightforward and it's really easy. So we need that free application, which you can find on our website there. We need the application and then all of your official college transcripts. What we're looking for is a 3.0 GPA from your most recently attended institution, 2.8 for business or construction management. Once you submit all of those transcripts, we can make an admission decision really easily. So as soon as you get that information into us, we really can move forward with that admission decision and start working on your credit evaluation to determine which of your classes will transfer into MSOE. This last slide kind of represents what you really need to know about our school and the important things about MSOE. So first, we have a really high job placement rate of about 96%, and this is an average between all of our programs. We have a really high starting salary of about $65,000 per year, and then we have those small class sizes and that professor experience in the industry. We also have scholarships that are available to all accepted transfer students. So if you do get accepted to MSOE, you are guaranteed a scholarship. This is my contact information. You can always email me, call me at my office, or text me. I will be here. So if you have any other questions, please put those in the chat. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much to all of our reps for presenting. At this time, I'm going to invite all of our reps to turn their cameras back on. And I'm going to ask a question to our representatives. And it's going to be, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus? So if we want to go in the same order super quickly, I know we're ending our night here, and we'll start it off with the Illinois Institute of Technology.
Awesome, great question. So at Illinois Tech, I mentioned that diversity is a big part of the student experience. And one of the ways that gets shown off at Illinois Tech is through an event called Taste of Illinois Tech, kind of like a play on Taste of Chicago, if you're familiar with that. It's a chance for our organizations, a lot of them cultural and religious based, to kind of show off a little bit of their experience through food. It's a great pathway for all different types of people to approach. So that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, so I think a favorite kind of event for Oregon Tech is probably the large gaming parties that they will have. We did a esports competition for the entire state of Oregon pre-pandemic. That really brought kind of the campus together a lot. And a second kind of tradition is our senior symposium. So at the end of every senior year, all seniors get to present their projects. We make a big kind of event out of it. Industry partners are invited, graduate schools are invited. Students get to really present everything that they worked on.
I mentioned one of my favorites in the presentation, which was Dig Day, but I'll share another one, and that is Halloween. When Halloween comes around, we call our students techers affectionately. Techers will go to the tallest building on campus, which is our library. It's over 10 stories tall, and they will dunk pumpkins in liquid nitrogen and release them from the rooftop of the library, because upon impact, there's supposed to be lots of beautiful colors that you can see.
I think for me, my favorite one happens at the beginning of the fall semester. Our president works really hard on getting a bunch of faculty and staff members together out in the courtyard, and we serve breakfast to all the students on campus. And it's a really nice way to kind of get to know folks outside of the classroom and kind of give them some encouraging words before the semester starts.
One thing that we do at Digipen that's a little bit different is we have a career fair, but instead of students going around from table to table to different employers, the employers go to the students. So the students meet up in their game teams and they're around a computer. And so employers are able to come and see the work of either the game teams or the animation teams so that students can show their portfolios.
The biggest tradition or event that MSOE students celebrate is St. Patrick's Day. So St. Patrick is the patron saint of engineering. So we have a lot of different events on campus, and our students really use that. St. Patrick's Day is a great way to celebrate engineering.
Awesome. I always love hearing about these traditions at different institutions. Sorry, everyone. So just wanted to thank everyone for joining us this evening. There is a quick survey once you close out of the webinar this evening for all of our attendees. But thank you again for joining us. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording available so you can visit us again, hear again from our representatives. I just want to thank everybody again. Thank you to our representatives and our attendees, and I hope everybody has a good evening. Bye, everyone.